So, guys, it's interesting. We start the piece with no one will ever average a triple-double again, and then we go down this road, and now Russell Westbrook is staring this right in the eye. So I want to get it from the experts right here. We talked a lot in that piece about the opportunity to get a triple-double and be set up in a system that may allow you to do that, yet and still that player, Brent, has to execute to get himself those numbers.
No question about it, and we're not experts. It's just all opinion, and I think what's interesting about it's a great piece, by the way, brilliantly done, and I know we have many more to come on this topic, is the fact that when you heard the commentary from Magic at the podium there at the Legends breakfast, and when you heard Jason Kidd comments, this was years ago. This was not where we stand now. And making that kind of commentary about anybody averaging a triple-double in the era of basketball that was being played, certainly at Magic's time, and at the tail end of Jason's career and most of his career, it wasn't this. The revolution of basketball has been televised over the course of the last 4 years. And offenses, in my humble opinion, Vince, are just way more sophisticated than what defenses are. And it's because the game has opened up to such an extreme at the three-point line. So the reason we're seeing more triple-doubles, it's multifaceted, but one of the things that I think has happened is that offenses are just way more sophisticated. These two guys are doing remarkable things within that offensive structure, and I don't think that you just plug another guy in and say, hey, Marcus Smart, go play James Harden's position and try to average a triple-double. It's just not going to happen. These guys are doing some amazing things with the skill set they already had in place, but the game around them has changed, and it's remarkable to watch what they've accomplished so far this season.
I'm glad we're along for the ride, Rick.
Yeah, it's a great time in our basketball history to watch the game evolve, the players evolve, whether it be their physical attributes or their mental IQ when it comes to the game, the vision they have, the engine with which they seem to, attack night in and night out with. I mean, this is just, it's an amazing time. A great piece by yourself, and look forward, like Brent said, to the additional pieces that go with this.
Thank you.
But the big man has a lot to do with this. We come from an era where the big man patrolled the paint. Getting to the front of that rim was not an easy task. Getting a guard or a small forward or a point guard in particular, shooting guard, averaging 10 rebounds, you didn't see it. And a lot of that had to do with the big men. There were usually 2 or 3 big men on the floor that dominated the boards of the paint. But it was, to Isaiah's point and also the Big O's point, we were judged by wins and losses and championships. It stopped there, really. Statistically, I came from an era where my coach, Dean Smith, you weren't allowed to look at the stat sheet at halftime. You weren't allowed to look at the stat sheet. It wasn't about the numbers. It was about playing the game the right way. And it's not to say these guys that are getting these triple-doubles aren't playing it the right way. They're playing it the way the game has evolved.
The numbers are coming to them.
The numbers are,
That's right.
And that has a lot to do with the teammates that are actually executing these things with them. Because you can't get a triple-double on your own.
No, but they're being asked to play this way, and so as a result of this action, they're producing these results, and that's what we get to see as these monster numbers pile up. I mean, just to go off a little bit on what Rick's saying with regards to the big man position, that is also a huge factor in this, is that we move from your classic center and post-up possessions now to guys who are very specialized, not only in the big position, but really specialized shooters, specialized screen setters, specialized other rebounders who might help a guy like Russell Westbrook get a few more rebounds because he's taking out his guys. So there's more specialization. And the last point I'll bring up on this, as I know this piece will dig deeper and deeper as we go along in the weeks to come, Vince, is the fact that we've never seen the type of usage rating for players like this ever. We've never seen guys being asked to do what it is that they're being asked to do in Russell and Harden. I mean, Kobe a few years ago on a very, very bad Laker team set this kind of precedent, and everybody thought, man, you can't use a guy that many times or that much and expect that there's going to be production or at least team production to produce wins. And Russell and James have flipped that script entirely to the point where their usage is producing those wins and producing these numbers.
Well, they are leading this triple-double rampage that's taking place as you take a look over the last 5 seasons and how the number has grown. And this season, we are very much in line to break the all-time record for triple-doubles in a season, which is 78. But those guys have spearheaded it. And we also have players like LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo,
yes.
guys like this who are also in line for this each and every night.
Yeah, it's an era of positionless basketball. I mean, we've been talking about this last year. We came from an era where you were slotted. You were a point guard, which meant a certain thing. It was a label. You were a 2-guard. Only certain things were expected of you. When I think of it now, who is a point guard? We talked about John Wall being a point guard in a traditional sense, but there really aren't any more point guards, as you would say, guards with the ball in their hands. Where's the power forward? Power forward in my area was down the block beating people up. They're now on the perimeter. They're on the 3-point line, and even centers roam the floor, the whole range of the floor, not just down there on the block. So positionless basketball is taking over.
Well, look, the triple-double may be out there, but you have to take it as the player. It may be on the table, but you're the guy that has to grab that.